Brevort Lake Campground is in the Brevort Lake Recreation Area, not too far north of Highway 2 in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. When you approach, you have a nice National Forest Brevort Lake Recreation Area sign, and it gives good directions to get back to the fairly popular campground. There are 65 sites in the campground that are laid out along a paved road that travels through the campground. To stay the night here, you will be charged $22, and right when you approach the campground, there is a campground host set up with ice and firewood. As you go into the campground, you'll notice that the sites are actually fairly large. Most all of them are plenty big enough to back an RV or a large camper or trailer into. Every site has a picnic table and a fire ring, and sites are reservable online, so you are only allowed to pick sites that have an open sign on them if you are pulling in to camp without reservations. Sites that are situated along Brevort Lake usually have a small trail that hikes back to the actual water itself, and there you can see a bunch of ducks swimming around. From the campsites themselves, you could put in a canoe or kayak, but you do not have access to put in a boat directly from your campsite. However, around the other side of the campground, there is a boat launch and picnic area. We're going to keep taking a look at some of these nice large campsites. And here we have one of the water spigots in the campground. It is running water. You do not have to pump a hand pump to get the water here in this campground. Probably one of the many reasons it's so popular. You can see some of these sites are nice large pull-through sites, and some of them sit within close proximity of each other if you're traveling with a large group that's going to have multiple trailers or campers. You can see that the picnic tables are actually made to be wheelchair handicap accessible, as one end of them extends out quite a ways. And the grounds are kept up really well. Somebody mows this quite nicely every single week, it looks like. Here you have really nice restrooms built up. They're just not vault toilets. And we're going to walk around to the other side here that is the men's side and take a look inside the restroom. And you can see they must have just mopped and cleaned in here. The floor is slippery. You have a handful of sinks in here, and a nice clean restroom with several stalls. You do not have showers, though. At first I thought this big stall on the end was a shower, but it is not. They are all just toilets. Let's pan around here at the boat launch and picnic area. It's not huge, but you do have canoe rentals here. I believe there was raft rentals in the summertime. One little boat launch sitting out here, so if you did bring a boat with you, you could back it right in there. And then we're going to keep looking at some of the campsites along the lake here. This is a really deep campsite right here. Plenty of space for even a couple tents and a trailer if you're traveling with kids. And you do have a nice view of the lake from here, but I'll tell you what, it is windy, and the breeze right now is really cool coming off of that lake. I just came from the Lake Michigan shoreline, and honestly, the breeze here and the cool air coming off of this lake is not much different than that off of Lake Michigan. And there is a broken hand pump. I don't think that they actually use that anymore since we have running water here. Couple of vault toilets off to one side of the area, and another good look of the lake. And then there's another small picnic area down this road here. On the way in and out of the campground, you will pass a sign for the North Country Trail hiking trail. It runs very close to the campground here, right down the road. There's parking for maybe 2 vehicles right here if you wanted to try to go down the trail. And here's a good look at the signage.